Hello, and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we're in Spin Tires, and this video is going to be less about the gameplay and more about the topics I'm going to cover with you guys, because this video is going to be more about talking straight to you guys, my subscribers, about just some general things that have been going on, and the fact that we're using my Jeep in-game kind of fits, because there's some topics about my Jeep that we're going to go over. So, first off, the main thing that I wanted to cover right off the bat is the fact that I'm going to be gone, like, kind of out of the house for a few days, probably until late Sunday, early Monday. Just a couple of things I had to go take care of with the family and stuff like that. I actually have to go down to, as I record this video, I have to go down to Florida tomorrow morning. It's like midnight-ish on Friday night as I record this video, and on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, I got to go down to Florida to actually be with some of my family, or someone in my family, just for privacy reasons. I'm not going to say exactly who, but I'm going to go down there, like I said, to be with someone in my family that's kind of going through something that's a little iffy, and I don't want them to be alone at the moment. So, anyways, getting that out of the way. I'm having a little bit of trouble climbing this hill, apparently. So, hopefully this is not a winch hill. But anyways, so I'm going to go down there and visit with them over the weekend, and kind of make sure they're all good, make sure they're good to go, and just kind of be there for them, you know? Kind of like you would do for family. I mean, not kind of like, as you would in my book, in my opinion, you know? Family is just really important to me. It's kind of how it's how I grew up, and it's kind of an opinion I still maintain today. But anyways, not to get, off on a different topic, but that just, is a little bit of an explanation of, like I said, where I'll be. And I will still be interacting with you guys on my phone and probably on my laptop as well through things like Instagram and stuff like that. Instagram, and probably also I will be reading the YouTube comments as well. I'll be replying a little bit, but I'll definitely be reading them on my phone and on my laptop. And if I see something that's particularly witty, I will respond. Not necessarily particularly witty, but particularly something that catches my eye and definitely brings something to the comment section will get replied to for sure. All the comments bring something to the comment section. But there are those unique cases where it's just like, holy crap, that was the best comment ever. Now, moving on, I wanted to talk about the Jeep briefly, because the Jeep, it's weird because I have been driving it around, a little bit here and there, and it's primarily an off-road use vehicle, but I've been driving it around a little bit here and there, and it's definitely, it's not the best thing for street use. It's got, 3-link Heim joint steering. It's got, it's got a welded diff. It's got tires that are just about wide enough that you take up the entire lane when you drive, that kind of thing, But honestly, I've been driving it around and, kind of on and off, and I'm like, wow, this is actually, like, even when I'm not off-road, it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of fun. I always have a smile on my face when I drive that thing. It's like, it's hard to explain, and I'm not sure how to explain it. I just have to say it. Like, I'm just literally, what I'm saying is how I explain it. It puts a smile on my face to drive it, and it's like, it doesn't give a crap. That's what I love about it. It doesn't give a crap. It's gonna show up to a trail, kick ass, and go home. It's like, no, it's not a rock bouncer. No, it's not, on 1-ton axles on 42s. But, the plan is to put it on 1-tons and 40s at some point. But in the near future, it's going to be getting tires pretty soon. Probably after my next track day, we'll see. Because the next track day that I'm doing in the FRS is kind of the last one of the season. So, at least the last one of the season for... Not really the last one of the season for me. That's kind of tentative. I may do, like, a couple of winter track days. We'll see how that goes, like, as long as they actually, let you onto the track and the track is open. But the winter, I'll be a little bit more focused on the Jeep build, because the winter will be a great time to start focusing on it anyway, just in case you need to get around in the, if it snows or whatever. But, even with that being said, I'm ready to really kick off the build on the Jeep. I really am. It's something I've been looking forward to ever since I got it. And you know, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's already built. Oh, you just bought a project that was all finished." Oh, it's actually not. It's funny because a lot of the hard parts, yes, the hard parts are there. The long arms are there. The long arms are there. The diff is there. The 3-link is there. But I think the thing is, the 3-link being like the fully reinforced 1-ton steering and stuff like that. And the thing is, to me anyway, the way I see it and the way I look at it, I'm like, there's things that still need to be done to this thing. It's definitely not over. I want to do a full overhaul on the interior, not necessarily make it pretty or anything, but it's like not necessarily like the interior needs to look pretty or anything like that, but more along the lines of I want to kind of take the stock seats out, replace them with buckets, racing style buckets. And I kind of want to do that in the back as well. Take the bench seat out and have 2 buckets in the front, 2 buckets in the back, and make it just look badass on the inside, and just be ready to go for any kind of trail. The only thing is, if you do harnesses not harnesses, sorry, we're getting to that. If you do buckets in the back as well, we'll need like a harness bar for the harnesses in the front seats and a harness bar for the harnesses in the back seats. So that should be kind of interesting to put together. But that's kind of the build plan as it sits right now for the XJ. That and getting a better power steering pump. I'm gonna try and do. There's like a retrofit you can do with like a Grand Cherokee power steering pump, so like a WJ power steering pump to up your pressure. Because my tire size that I'm going to be running, it's on 34s right now, and I'm going to bump that up to a 35 on a 15-inch wheel. Just kind of a very I guess you could say in some ways generic off-road, but in another way you could say something that has been proven time and time again to work really, really, really well. So, I mean, 15s with 35s. I mean, that has been proven to work so well by so many different vehicles, off-road vehicles over the years, that it's almost a bulletproof combo at this point. And I'm pretty sure that I'm either going to get Baja Claws or maybe Super Swampers. We'll see. I'm not too sure on the Super Swampers, but I'm leaning towards the Baja Claws or the Baja MTZs. Those are my two biggest I guess considerations right now as far as tires go for the Jeep, because I like the way the Baja Claws have that claw shape, that claw tread pattern. But the MTZs they seem to have a little bit more of an aggressive sidewall with more aggressive kind of like side lugs. So, and not lug, when you hear lug, not lug nuts, but like side lugs as in like the chunky, the chunky side of like the top of the sidewall, basically. So, see if we can get ourselves up this little rock crawling section. By the way, that was a hell of a lot of fun. I love that section. Section's a blast. As soon as I get up this hill, too, I'm going to reset the time of day, because the sun's going down, and I don't want it to go down. So I'm going to rewind to about there. Yes. And because Spin Tires Plus, fuel is now fully refilled. I love Spin Tires Plus. Spin Tires Plus is like the best thing ever. Best thing ever to happen to Spin Tires. Not really the best thing ever to happen to Spin Tires, but it's one of the best things for sure. And by the way, let me just say how this is a very tricky section. I mean, even with all the flex this thing has, it still takes some focus and a little bit of consideration of your line to make sure you don't roll it. So there's the objective. I'm guessing that's I don't know which way the trail goes. Maybe keep going this way? But, and also, just because it'd be different and weird, I kind of want to put a racing, a racing style steering wheel with a quick release in the Jeep. I feel like that would be, everybody's going to say it's a dumb, stupid idea and it's pointless, because it is pointless, but it's kind of one of those things where it's pointless in the best way possible, so I'm kind of thinking of doing it anyway. So we just kind of bypassed that corner, and I'm not really caring about it. I'm not really caring about caring about it. I almost said carrying about it. I don't know why I was going to say that. That just came out of my mouth. It was weird. But, yeah, I don't know. quick release steering wheel in a Jeep XJ. Like, it's just weird. I don't use the cruise control anyway. Who needs cruise control in a trail rig? I mean, that's the only thing that I have on the steering wheel anyway. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is definitely tube doors. I found some really nice tube doors. The only thing is I may not do them soon because it's getting into winter and my heat works fine, but at the same time I feel like tube doors in winter would suck. I mean, it would just be bad. Tube doors in winter I feel like would just be a bad idea, and it would kind of be one of those things where it'd be like, great, my Jeep looks cool with tube doors. Great, I can't use, well, I can, but like, it's like, great, I don't want to drive my Jeep now because I'll freeze my ass off. I mean, I'm not wrong, unless you put on, I don't know, let's see, 2 layers of clothing and like, well, let's see, I don't know, like, I don't know, like a sweatshirt, and then, like, a parka on top of it with, like, a hood and the beanie on top of that. Like, you'd be full Eskimo mode, but you'd be warm. So, you'd be warm and you'd be rocking the tube doors. So, I guess it's kind of up to you. And the other thing about tube doors is that, the other thing that I don't really care about, but it's still, I guess, not really an issue, it's just a consideration, is that they're great on trails because you can see your line, but they suck in the mud because mud goes everywhere. I've had a couple of friends that have had tube doors on their Jeeps and have gotten into some mud, and just because like they had to cross it, it was part of the trail and they had to do it, and they went into the mud and came out covered. The Jeep was covered, the outside of the Jeep was covered, the inside of the Jeep was covered, and they were covered as well, and it was cold, and so they were cold the rest of the trail ride, and they were miserable. So, I don't know. But I may still just say screw it and get tube doors anyway, despite the time of year. I'm thinking that may be what it is, like, or what it's gonna. Whoa, wow! I may be thinking that that's what it's gonna be. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going back and forth. I'm going back and forth on whether or not that's gonna be my thing or not. But rest assured that we are going to be doing a lot more with the Jeep very, very soon. It's just, I wanted to stay focused on the car just at least until this particular track season just kind of just about came to an end. It doesn't mean by any means that my, mountain driving season comes to an end, because that never comes to an end. I'm doing that year round. But as far as tracking goes, this is kind of like, I wanted to do, I did Grid Life in the summer, and then I did a couple of like, this is my, the second one of the fall. Well, second one technically. I couldn't do the first one because there were some schedule conflicts and I had it moved to the spring for a track session. And then so this next track session will be my 3rd time at Road Atlanta this year. And so it's all kind of in prep for next spring. I want to see about running the car in Global Time Attack at Road Atlanta again. So it's just more Road Atlanta practice, more Road Atlanta prep, and eventually we will be, I don't know if we'll be competitive in our class, but at least it'll be a hell of a lot of fun. So if you guys did enjoy this little bit of an update, this Spin Tires video that wasn't really about the gameplay, it was more about real life stuff, then don't forget to click that like button. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later, and hope you guys enjoyed.